everybody, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to doing today's HIIT circuit with you. We've got 8 moves. We're going to do the first 2 rounds for a full minute. Put it in the description, but I encourage you, if you got a piece of paper nearby, can you count how many reps you get in of each move on the first round? You're aiming for like at least 25-ish of each rep. It's okay if you're not there yet, then you got something to really work towards. And if you are already at 25 and you're keeping that good form, can you get another 25 at least in round 2? So I'm just asking you to challenge yourself, especially in round 2, once you got a little bit of muscle memory for the movement, to see if you can push yourself a little bit harder. Oh my gosh, words. I spent so much time not actually verbally communicating to anyone. It's really weird when I have to open my mouth. All right, we got 1 minute till we get started. So grab water. If you got some weights, grab some weights. I even recommend some super light weights today for the back pose that we're gonna do on the floor while laying on our bellies. And some music. If you can put music on so that you stay motivated and have a blast, do it. I'm gonna turn my air conditioning off for you. You're welcome. Y'all ready for this? I hope so, because we're getting started right now. All right, I don't even have my mat out. Okay, so we're gonna get started the usual way, just a couple lateral side to side step taps. I want you to just start rolling those shoulders, starting to release your mind, release your body from the work day. I know the lighting in here is terrible. It's terrible, y'all. I know I talked endlessly about getting curtains. Change direction of those shoulder circles. It also comes to my attention, however, that my walls are plaster. And it's like really impossible to get anything to properly hang in my plaster walls. So I'm gonna give up on that extravaganza. Let's go ahead and march it out. If you're feeling really awesome and you wanna take it into a little bit of a jog, that's cool. Or you can keep it with this slightly higher knee march. We've got some high knees coming up. We're just gonna spend 30 seconds here marching it out or jogging it out before we come into some alternating knee to elbow, high knees in 3, 2, 1. So keep that core nice and tight and just find a little rotation from the center line in the body, not just twisting the shoulders side to side, really working to find that movement from the core for 4, 3, 2, we're gonna turn it wide and like a jack. So makes more sense if as your arm comes up, your leg comes up. So I'm turning my legs so that my inner thigh is towards the camera, to the front wall. Let's speed it up right here for 8, 7, pull those elbows down behind you, keep that belly in tight. 4 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay, we're gonna go for some in and outs. Oh, my calves are so tired. 30 more seconds right here. Keep those fast little feet moving in and out. I'm gonna step off of my mat so you don't hear them sticking to the mat. You can use those arms to gently swing, starting to warm up that upper body for 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, plant your feet. Last little part of our warm up right here. You're gonna keep 1 foot planted on the floor. We've done these as an interval in some of my classes before. Really start to get that heart rate up nice and high. So take a slight little bend on this leg. Your back knee is gonna come up with your opposite arm. So opposite arm, opposite knee together. Very little weight in your heels. 30 seconds, let's go. Try to take just a gentle little tap of that toe towards the floor behind you and check back in to see where the weight is. For the last half, if you want to add in a hop, knee drive, hop, knee, hop. Keep it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Other side, here we go. So just starting off with that knee drive. Opposite arm and leg move together. 30 seconds from right here. Halfway through, we'll add in that hop. Keep it up. Focus on bringing that weight back into your front leg heel. There can be that slight bend to your knee. It should be there. It's not locked out. Make sure the weight's in your heels so you're not coming over your toes. Add that hop. If it feels right for you, or just stick with that knee drive, I stay forward. Way to go. Last one. Awesome. Shake it out. Grab yourself a quick sip of water. We're going to come right into today's workout. I don't think any of the moves are too confusing. Keep marching in place here while I just double check. Nope, nope, nope. I'll just take a moment to explain our single leg tap. So the same position that you were just in while standing with the weight really in one grounded foot, and you were bringing that back toe to the floor for just a second. So it's okay if you need to bring that back toe to the floor for balance. If you're not really ready for that single leg squat action, you're gonna reach down. You can have a weight in your hands. If you would like to, you're gonna feel that glute fire up through the back of the leg, and then you're gonna lift up. You can come just to shoulder's height if you need to, or challenge your balance a little bit more. Lift that arm up overhead and back into a chop. We're gonna do 30 seconds on each side for that single leg chop. You're welcome, y'all. All right, so things that you might want weights for, you can hold off onto some weights for our first move. You're gonna either step out and squat, pulse, squat, step in, or hop out, find that pulse, and hop back in. For 1 full minute, remember you can always take a break as you need to, or modify, move things just a little bit slower. But I encourage you to write down how many you get in each round. Y'all ready for this? We start in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, I was gonna hold the weight. Awesome. So we're stepping out, double squat, weight in your heels, bring it in, double squat, bring it in. Or you're jumping out, double squat, jump in, out. I live on the second floor, so I'm going to step it out, really focus on shifting the weight into the heels, keeping the belly pulled tight, avoiding that rounding of the back as you come down. If you want, you can even give yourself an overhead press here in the center. Keep moving. Just working to keep a steady pace is your goal right here, right now. Helping you with that breath to power through. Interval number 1. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So next up, we're going to go for that single leg chop. So decide which leg you'd like to start with. Remember, you can have that back toe on the floor. Single leg squat. Lift up to at least shoulder's height. 3, 2, begin. So if you happen to have that back toe on the floor, balance is going to be a lot less of a challenge. You might be able to move a lot faster through this move with the back toe on the floor than if you're working with control and finding balance. 5 seconds left. Oh, I missed the air conditioning already. All right, switch it up to that opposite side. Come right into it. But remember, both sides of the body are not the same. So if you can balance on this side and you couldn't on the other, awesome. And if you can't balance on this side, but you could on the other, that's okay too. I'm definitely a lot more stable on this side than the other due to previous injuries. It is what it is. 3 seconds left. Great, come on down to the floor. Bring some weights with you if you have them. We're gonna do a push-up and then alternate into a row. So just one row and then a push-up. You can be on your your knees. Just make sure that body is moving as one unit. So you're not releasing just your chest down towards the floor and then letting your belly follow. There's no snake motion happening. Everything lifts and lowers at the same time. If you can't lift and lower everything at the same time, come on up onto your knees and tabletop. Challenge yourself here to really hinge forward and lower that far head towards the floor, keeping a nice straight spine. And as you get a little bit stronger, you can walk those knees back out, and maybe you don't get in quite as many reps, and that's okay. And maybe you need to come back to that tabletop position, and that's okay too. I'm gonna come to that tabletop position. Yes, all right, next up we've got tricep extensions. I'm gonna switch to a lighter weight. We're gonna stay down here on our knees. Just take a little bit of a forward hinge, upper arms stay glued to our body, and extend from the elbow. Begin. Keep that eye gaze down towards the floor. You wanna challenge yourself, you can give yourself a pulse at the back. Maybe give yourself 1 rep and then 2 pulses. Maybe 2 reps and then 3 pulses. Whew, I am sweating in here, everybody. Whew. This is move number 4. So we're reaching that halfway point through round 1, putting some really good work in today. Keep that core pulled in tight. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Did they rise up? Mine did. Oh, great. The best news is we get to lay down on our backs. We've got a weighted dead bug. So make sure you have space for yourself, both through the legs and upper body. Start with everything reaching up to the ceiling. Opposite arm reaches as you press through your opposite heel. Challenge those abs more by keeping those knees away from the center line of the body. Make it easier on yourself by bringing your knees closer towards your chest. Find what works for you today. Make sure that lower back stays pressed down to the floor. If you're having trouble keeping your lower back to the floor while you press through your heels, press up to the sky as opposed to bringing your heel down towards the floor. Wait a minute, that wasn't opposite. Awesome, keep going, y'all. 1 minute is a long interval. And I'm asking you to challenge yourself, so don't slow down. Oh, we made it through that minute. What's next? I think it's bear. Yep, we're doing bear with shoulder taps. So coming into tabletop, tuck your toes under. You're gonna press up onto your toes, knees come off the floor. Give yourself a shoulder tap. If you need to, you can bring those knees down between each rep. Begin. So pressing up, lifting those knees just off of the floor, tapping each shoulder, and then option to relax down for a second. Press back up. Now, if you don't need to relax down for a second, maybe you can give yourself a couple bear taps before you take a moment and release those knees down towards the floor. Maybe you can't even do the shoulder taps. That's okay. It requires a lot of core work, so just press up onto the toes, lift those knees up off the floor, and then release back down towards the floor. Really challenge those abs today. What can you do? Find that length through your back as well. Make sure you're not creating too much of a hunchy crunch. Yay, great news. Grab your lightest weights or no weights at all. Next up, we've got the back bow pull. I'm gonna turn in this direction. So start with those arms straight ahead of you, flat on your belly. We're gonna draw those elbows in. Oh no, these weights are way too heavy. All right, just draw those elbows in, getting some back work. If you find that you get too tired here, you can work to do one arm at a time. Or challenge yourself every other time to get both arms in. Keep your legs engaged. So the top of your feet should be pressing down onto the floor, and your kneecaps are gently lifted off of the floor because your posterior chain is working. I want you to really pull those elbows all the way down towards your hips. As you exhale, keep that exhale long so you're moving with intention, lifting up and lowering. Oh my God, what is the last move? What is the last move? Oh, down dog into plank. Awesome. So we're gonna press our hands to the floor, lift those hips up, step your feet back a little bit, really bring your belly to your thighs, and then bring everything forward, shoulders on top of fingertips. Press it all the way back up. If you can't do this with straight legs, you go from plank to bending your knees in a little bit of a lifted child's pose. And if you want to have some fun, you can do a little bit of both. If you're still feeling really challenged, you can bring those knees down towards the floor and shift between child's pose and coming into a modified plank. So many options for everyone. Find what feels right for your body today. We're going to take a nice break after this. Make sure we get some water. Ooh. Yes! Round one. Round one is done, everybody. We're amazing. Okay, get yourself some water. Let's take a 2-minute break. It starts right now. Keep moving. Maybe you're doing a little bit of stretching. Maybe you're just walking around your space, but you're definitely drinking some high quality H2O. I don't know if it's the lack of air conditioning, if it was the weekend away at the beach, eating a ton of not healthy soup. A lot of not healthy soup at the beach. I guess there are worse things in the world. Ooh. The weather was gross and there wasn't a lot of movement. You know how it is. Especially when you're someplace strange and you maybe didn't bring the right gear for it to be raining so much. Hi, Uncle Buck. Okay, 1 more minute to just breathe and shake it off. And we're only gonna do the round for a full minute 1 more time. So the good news is your body already knows the moves. You know what's coming up. You probably have a favorite and a least favorite. Take a second to clear your weights out of the way so you have what you need and you have space for yourself as we do our beginning movements. Do, 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 do. Lower, lower. Oh, that was a really relaxing break. I'm not being sarcastic at all. I hope you felt the same. Take another quick little sip of water. Let's get ready for round 2. So remember, we're coming into either the jump squats with the double pulse or stepping it out, making sure no matter what that you're shifting the weight to your heels, so that as you come down, weights in your heels, and as you press up, you're pressing through the heels to really activate the glute, not shifting the weight forward to press up from the balls of the feet. Nothing to it but to do it. One more intense, challenging, full out round. Then we'll just work to decrease the time, but see if we can still maybe get the same number of reps in. It's called a challenge. All right, so our alternating double pulse squat start in 3, 2, 1, begin. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And if you need to, you can always move a little bit slower, especially if you found that you were holding your breath, or maybe you just don't quite go as deep. You can also take a narrower squat if you want to. So really think about sending those hips back to an imaginary chair, and then getting those thighs as parallel to the floor as you can. Right ankle lock. I'm tired. I am tired. 15 seconds left. This will probably be a little bit more helpful form-wise. Okay, so good. Next up, we've got that single leg chop. So remember, you're chopping down to whichever leg is stabilized on the floor. You can have that back toe down if you need to. Begin. I'm going to start with the opposite foot that I ended with last time. Just mix it up a little bit. Now, if it's too challenging for you to bring your weight up in this front raise, you can always take a bend of your elbows, just as we've been doing a moment ago in our squat. 5 more seconds right here. Switch it up. Come right into it on the opposite side. Make sure you still have that weight in your heel. Remember, you can bring that toe down if you need to. And you're working to be in control. So even if you bring that toe down for some support, you carefully bring that toe down. Try not to just slam it down into the floor. Whew. Find that focus with your eyes, and it helps with balance as well. Great. Next up, we get to hit the floor for our push-ups and rows. You can keep your hands on the weight if you want to for the push-up, and you can also just keep the weight outside of your hands if that grip is uncomfortable. Begin. Remember, we got a full minute here, so you got to do what works for your body today. And it's totally okay if you need to modify between 2 different versions of push-ups. I cannot talk to you at all and do the other push-up. But I'm still going to challenge myself to do the other push-up. 10 seconds left. Alternate those rows. You got it, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Yay, we got our tricep extensions. So stay down here on the floor. Grab a slightly lighter weight if you need to. It's likely you might. 3, 2, begin. So keep those upper arms braced by your side and just extend through your pinky finger. Keep those shoulders released down away from your ears. Yeah. Try not to rock too much forward and back, so don't let the weight throw your body. Just find one place to stay. If you need to, you can always stand up also. We got 20 seconds left right here. Tell your body who's in charge right now for the last 10 seconds. You've got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! Lay down on your backs. We got a weighted dead bug. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, the more that your knees are away from the center line of your body, so at least stacked over your hips, if you can, the more you're going to challenge those lower abs. But if you feel that bringing your knees further away from your chest makes your lower back arch off of the floor, sacrifice by bringing those knees in closer. Keep that lower back glued down. And remember, you can always extend those toes up towards the ceiling in a diagonal instead of bringing that heel close towards the floor. You can also do both arms at the same time if you need to. Just remember that with challenge comes change, so find a way to challenge yourself right now. Yes. Oh my gosh. All right, we got those bear with shoulder tap. Don't worry. We didn't forget. 3, 2, 1. So either just pressing up and bringing those knees off of the floor and releasing them down, or adding in an alternating shoulder tap, then releasing down if you've got it, getting in a couple of shoulder taps, and then if you need to, still releasing knees down for just a second. So that way, even if you need to take a little extra break, maybe that break is just lifting those knees off of the floor. We're more than halfway through. Push yourself hard here for these last 10 seconds. If you had to take a break, come back in. Find something that works for you today. 3, 2, 1. Great work. Now we've got those back bow pulls. Ooh. Lay down on those bellies. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Eye gaze stays down. Draw your elbows all the way back towards your hips and then extend in front of you. If you need to, you can take a quick break at the front. Lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Make sure that you're keeping that lower half of your body engaged on the floor. If you can take out that pause to the floor, go for it. We have to be close. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. There's only one more move. Oh, it's our down dog to plank. Final 1 full minute of work that we get to do today. If you're like me and you're getting real sweaty and your back's getting sweaty, really make sure that you move carefully. I don't want you to slip. Remember, you can bend your knees and do a rocket. You can send your hips up. You can down dog, or you can plant those knees on the floor and go from a child's pose into either just a tabletop, or maybe you challenge yourself to come all the way through to cobra, so that you do still get a little extra challenge. If it's in your body today, whichever one of those sounds like it would feel right to you. Just make sure you're moving intentionally. You're not just a wet, floppy noodle. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Who's ready for a break? I'm ready for a break. Okay. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Starting right now. So just active recovery. Walk around, get some shoulder rolls in. Do what feels right. Drink some water. I'm going to grab a refill. I like drinking out of this tomato sauce jar. Gone are the days, y'all, when they said that we should drink 8 glasses of water a day. We're supposed to drink a lot more than 8 glasses of water a day. Men are supposed to drink about a gallon of water, and women are supposed to drink just a couple cups less than that. That's a lot of water. So I find it helpful to drink from some larger cups. Personally, I'm a big fan of cold water, especially when you're working out. Cold water just helps to really cool the body down more quickly than warm water would. Warm water has its times and purposes though. I find that warm water kind of fills the belly a little bit more than I notice cold water does. So if you're trying to increase a feeling of being satiated while eating, having a glass of warm water with the meal can help fill your belly just like eating soup would. Yes, but a reminder, especially as it's getting warm out, that you really want to make sure you're staying on top of your hydration. Exercising while dehydrated is going to increase your heart rate. It's going to make you sweat more. It's going to make you work harder. Work harder by challenging yourself more physically or cardiovascularly as opposed to challenging yourself just because you're dehydrated. Okay, let's be cool and decrease the length of round 3. So we're gonna go for 40 seconds of work. And you know what? I'm gonna increase it to 20 seconds of rest. So you have a little bit longer to chill out after the move is done, so you feel slightly more or greatly more encouraged to push yourself harder during the actual interval. Same moves coming up. So we'll do 20 seconds on one leg, 20 seconds on the other for our single leg chop. Where we're starting with those squats. Did you like this little extra break? I hope so, you're welcome. Okay, we start in 3, 2, 1 with the double pulse squats. Here we go. Pulse it out. We're still just working to really send those hips behind you, but challenging the speed here in round 2. 3, oh my God. Because we got less time to work, but I still want to get the same number of reps in, if I can, with smart form. So on this pulse, I want you to really think about, time's over, but controlling on the pulse up and down. I noticed I was just bouncing there a little. Shake it out. We're coming into our single leg chop. We're just a toe back behind you. Wait, which timer am I looking at? 3, 2, 1, begin. And getting that front raise either to the chest, or if you need to bend those elbows, you can always go for an overhead press, since that's a little bit more accessible from that motion. 5 seconds left right here. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, switch those legs. Three, 2, 1. You're awesome. Come down to the floor for your push-up and row. Challenge yourself to start with the hardest move for you and your body today. Remember, you can always take that modification. Work to get your full range of motion. 3, 2, 1, begin. We're halfway right now. Keep rocking it out. Five seconds left. Come back to your most challenging move. Push yourself for 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Yes. All right, we got those tricep extensions coming up next. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Belly in, find your hinge and begin. Really find that squeeze at the top and control, particularly on the way back in. Try to keep that lower body as stable as possible. 10 seconds left. Upper arms are still braced by your side. Only moving from the elbow down. Yay, lay down on your back. We got our weighted dead bug. Ten seconds till we get started. Give myself a little back massage here. And begin. Keep that belly button pulled back towards your spine. Take that curve out of your lower back. Make sure you're working smooth with control with the weights. Yes. Coming into our bear with shoulder tap. In 8 seconds. Begin. Lift those knees up off the floor. Tap it out. Try not to rock too much from side to side. So trying to create as much stability. Really keeping the weight in your hands, palms as well. Keeping those fingertips down on the floor, but most of the weight is spread throughout those hands, palms. You're more than halfway. We're coming to our last 10 seconds right here. Can you keep those knees lifted? Can you just tap out for the shoulders? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back bow pulls one last time. Down on your bellies. Extend those arms forward. Press the tops of the feet into the floor.
Squeeze your glutes, kneecaps lift up, and begin. Make sure that after you get this pull, you're not just crashing down to the floor. So it's all about control in your motion right here at the end, especially as you're getting tired. Can you find that full extension through your knuckles overhead? Remember, you can always release your arms down. Take a break. Definitely release those arms down. Let's get into our last move of the day. Our down dog into our plank. Sweaty, 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 sweaty. 3, 2, 1, begin. Press up. Get that great stretch right here in those hamstrings. All the way into those calves as well as you press up into down dog. Nice stretch through the shoulders. Coming down to our last 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Release those knees down towards the floor. Send your hips back towards your heels. Let's come into child pose. Releasing your head below your heart. If it feels good to keep your hands forward, if you're getting a good stretch of your arms, continue with it. Maybe even walk your fingers a little further forward or press the pads of the fingers into the floor. Timer. All right, let's go ahead, pull ourselves forward. So forearms come down towards the mat, walk those knees back, come on into a sphinx. Elbows below your shoulders. Press that belly button towards the mat. Feel that great stretch in your low back. Go ahead, walk your hands in. Let's come on to tabletop. Cat-cow it out a couple times from right here. Got a lot of work into that upper body and in those abs today. Let's take a nice twist and get into those shoulders. So keep your left hand down on the floor. Inhale your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Enjoy that stretch of your chest, and exhale, bring your right hand underneath the left, bring the right ear towards the floor. You can keep your left hand on the floor for a little bit of support. You can walk your left hand forward and bring your chest a little closer towards the floor to press a little bit more and bring the stretch down through the right side of the body, or you can work to open up the chest and bring your left hand, towards your back in a little broken wing. This one feels best to me today. Extending that left hand forward and really working to press that right shoulder into the mat. Let's slowly change. So walk your hand in if you extended it out or brought it behind you. Press into it as you untwist, stretch your right hand all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bring it back down towards the floor. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky. Eyes follow hand. Really reach up, press into your grounded hand, and exhale. Take that twist underneath of your body. Find what feels good. Experiment through all the different options if you want to. Because you can try something a little different on this side of the body if that's what you need today. Take just a couple more breaths right here. Awesome. Walk your hands in or release any sort of bind you created. Press up, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your left hand down towards the floor. Go ahead, bring that right foot forward. Shift the weight forward just a little bit. Come into a nice hip opener. Press yourself up. We're going to come into a twist here in this hip opener. So take your left hand, place it on the outside of the right knee, and reach back for your opposite foot. If you can, you could even bend the knee. Actually grab hold of it. Create a little bit of a deeper twist, and that'll bring more of a stretch into your bent leg behind you's quad. Make sure you're not rounding through the chest. So chest nice and open. Creates a deep stretch through that upper back as well. You're still gently pressing these hips forward. Change to release. Release your back leg first. Untwist towards the front. You can bring your hands down for some support. Maybe take a couple extra breaths right here. Enjoy that hip opener one more time. Oh, this feels so good all throughout my front leg. All right, and switch. Opposite leg comes forward. We'll take just a couple breaths right here. Shift the weight forward gently and then lift yourself up. This time you're going to take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Use that to help you find a twist. And then start to reach back for your opposite foot. Can you shift the weight a little bit more into your knee and bend your leg? Grab hold of the foot. Make sure your front knee is not, oopsie doodles, not coming past your toes. Get this great twist through your back. Squeeze the glute to feel the stretch more in this quad. 2 more breaths. Find some length through the crown of your head. And then start to change. Release your back foot down. Come out of your twist. Release your hands down to the floor. Let's take a moment and stay right here. And then let's step our feet together. So tuck your back toe under, lift that leg up, and come into a squat. Squat it out for just a second. Send your hips up to a dangle. Heel toe your feet in a little closer towards each other. Take a moment to bend one knee and then the other. Working to keep a lot of weight in your heels. Just gently rock that body side to side. Take a moment, shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then keep that weight in your heels as you gently roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Take a big stretch up towards the ceiling. Ground your feet. Stretch over to the left. Inhale back up through center. Stretch over to the right. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Give yourself a round of applause. Whew, I'm ready to turn that air conditioning back on. I hope you're feeling good after today's workout. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we did or I said, please let me know. Have a wonderful rest of your day, y'all.